Universal's finally released an overview of the fourth portal coming to the upcoming Epic Universe theme park, so now we can take a full 3D tour of 2025's most anticipated new world. What's up, everyone? Brian Perry here. Let's get right into it. After entering Epic Universe to start your magical day, you'll find yourself in Celestial Park, a lush landscape filled with multiple restaurants, a gigantic luxury resort, and a number of what I assume will soon become iconic attractions. We'll get into all of that in a little bit, but before you know it, you'll be passing your first portal into one of the 4 realms surrounding Celestial Park. As you walk through the portal, you'll find yourself in the How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk land, a family-friendly environment built around the DreamWorks franchise. As we fly through the land, you'll spot Hiccup's Wing Gliders, no doubt the area's signature ride. The roller coaster cruises over the water, through the mist, and under bridges, while giving young Vikings a grand tour of the Isle of Berk. Next up, as you see right there, is Dragon Racers Rally, a first-of-its-kind thrilling attraction that spins riders high off the ground. And as we finish up the land, we take a look at what I think will be the best part of the Isle of Berk area. It is Fire Drill. With no height requirement, the ride lets all guests board a small ship and shoot their water cannons at makeshift flames and even other riders on different boats. So if you're riding with me, I'm gunning for you. Also, these cannons shoot water 28 feet in the air, so these ain't some cheap water pistols. The last thing I'll touch on is the Untrainable Dragon Show, which will be right here. Toothless, the famous character from the franchise, will soar above the audience inside the theater with a wingspan of nearly 27 feet. And that is just one of the 4 realms coming to the park. So let's exit the How to Train Your Dragon area, head over to Celestial Park again, and lucky for both of us, we don't have to go very far for perhaps the park's most anticipated attraction. That, of course, is Stardust Racers. Comprised of 2 racing trains, Stardust Racers is a set of dueling launch coasters representing a comet and a rocket. Stretching across over 5,000 feet of track, riders will reach speeds of 62 miles per hour. But here's what I think is the coolest part of the ride. There will be no external lighting on the track. The only light will come from the fully illuminated coaster train. So when it's nighttime and guests are looking up at the coaster, the only light they'll see is the comet or the rocket. Pretty cool. As we continue around the park, you'll come across your second portal, and once you enter it, you'll find yourself in 1920s Paris. That's because it is Universal Orlando's 3rd Wizarding World of Harry Potter section, with this one themed to the Ministry of Magic. And after you enter it, you'll have French dining immediately to the left for you to enjoy. And might I add, no Harry Potter themed land would be complete without a wand shop. And that's exactly what you'll find at the end of the street here. Like its predecessor, Diagon Alley, the land will be full of wand experiences, so practice your Leviosas, not your Leviosas. There'll be this great entertainment offering right smack in the middle of the land that's tied to the Fantastic Beasts franchise. In fact, the entire Paris area is tied to that franchise. The offering will feature a blend of performers, special effects, and puppetry. And finally, the e-ticket attraction of the area will be Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry, which reunites guests with Harry, Ron, and Hermione in 1990s Britain as you ride in an omnidirectional lift chasing after Dolores Umbridge. That should be pretty good. Look at that queue, though. Unreal. As we continue things on, we exit the portal, go back to Celestial Park, and zoom over to Constellation Carousel. Now, this ain't some typical carousel from Universal, because why would it be? This one will twirl guests in every direction while riding the constellations. You can tell this is going to be another must-do after sunset. Let's wrap up the center portion of the park by pointing out Atlantic, a beautiful seafood restaurant on the lake. And then we make our way to the west side of the park to enter our 3rd portal of the day. Now, many of you might already know that Super Nintendo World is already open in both Japan and California, but the Orlando one promises to be at least double the size of the original 2, and that's because of a Donkey Kong area that we'll get into in a second. I'm so excited about it. But first, Let me go over the regular Mario section. Again, not a lot of new stuff when it comes to the Mario themed area. You do have Bowser's Challenge, which if you're unfamiliar with is the Mario Kart themed ride that is interactive and yes, a racing ride. That is the main attraction in the other two Nintendo worlds. You also have Yoshi's Adventure, which is a classic family dark ride. Kids do have to be, this is funny, sorry I laughed, 34 inches to ride. Never seen that before, 34 inches. So if you're 2'10", you're good to go. But if you're 2'9" or under, sorry about it. You've got Toadstool Cafe right there. But here is where the magic happens. It is Donkey Kong Country. This is so cool. Look at this place. Can't wait to experience it. Minecart Madness is the roller coaster that lets you board a minecart and gives you the illusion that your cart is actually jumping from track to track. It's really such an innovative, cool, simple move from Universal to replicate something that so many of us experienced back in the day with the Donkey and Diddy Kong video games. The height requirement is only 36 inches though, so don't expect some crazy throw right here, but it should be pretty special nonetheless. That does it for Nintendo, so we head back to Celestial Park to head towards our fourth portal, and now I believe I'm in the majority when I say this, so it's not crazy to say that I am the most excited for this fourth portal, which leads us to the realm of monsters. It is Dark Universe. The theming in this place looks to be unreal. So let's waste no time and head right for the main attraction in the area. That is Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experience, or should I say Frankenstein. I don't want to offend anybody. We don't know much about the ride system, but the storyline says that a number of monsters will break loose from the catacombs underneath Frankenstein or Frankenstein Manor. It should be unbelievable. It's right up there with Stardust Racers as the most anticipated attraction coming to the park. You've also got Curse of the Werewolf, which is right there. It is a roller coaster that spins and will rock you back and forth on the coaster track at one point, not to be overlooked. Here comes the Burning Blade Tavern, which is home to perhaps the area's icon, a flaming windmill. How cool is that? The restaurant won't only be home to a large menu of food and drink options, but also home to performers posing as monster hunters. The environment in this place is gonna be unreal. You've also got a steakhouse near the entrance of the area and a makeup experience, which can turn you into a werewolf, zombie, or mummy. I guess that's also a mummy. Probably could turn into a number of other different ghouls that I'm not thinking of as well. That just about wraps it up as we head back out to Celestial Park for the final time. You've got the Blue Dragon Pan-Asian restaurant right there. And finally, topping off the entire new theme park is the Universal Helios Grand Hotel. 500 luxurious rooms overlooking the new crown jewel of Universal Resorts, that being Epic Universe. So there you have it. Here are my rankings of the 5 lands in terms of what I am most excited for. Be sure to let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to the most. There are no wrong answers, since this park is truly going to be